we had discussed about the marriage of this female. Okay, and if I remember, it was 27th of July 2004. That was the time we had calculated for this particular female. Right? So today, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss that when this female is likely to have her first child. Now, the date that we calculated the other day was 22nd of July, and it was 2002. Now, if you look at this period, one thing that is very clear is that this lady cannot have a child before at least 10 months or maybe 1 year. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
See,
sir.
this is the date of marriage, so you can't expect a child to happen immediately. It is going to take around 9 to 10 months.
Yes,
Now,
please.
if I add, say, if I add 10 months or 11 months to it, sound is sound is low. It should not be.
సార్ కిషోర్ గారు ఇట్ ఈస్ క్లియర్ బాగుంది మరి మాకు బాగుంది
Now is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear now?
ఎస్ సార్
See, I am speaking bit slowly because of a bad throat. So because I was not well for the last 3 4 days, so that is why I'm speaking bit slowly and not very loudly. Okay. I think, am I audible? Can everybody listen nicely?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, so what I was talking was that you can't expect this lady to have a child before 2003 in any case. And suppose if I take the minimum period after the marriage at which the childbirth can happen, I add 11 months or 10 months to this particular date. So it's 22/7 2002, and then I add 10 months. So adding 10 months to this would mean the next date that I am likely to have, that will be 22 5 2003. Okay. Now, do can we expect that this female is going to give her first childbirth on this particular date or sometimes around this time? For this purpose, first of all, now we cannot do anything with the Saturn Dasha because Saturn Dasha is going to be a long period of time and it has to be till 2006. So, first of all, we'll have to focus on this Dasha. Now, Saturn Dasha and on 22/5/2003, the bhukti that I am likely to have, that is Rahu bhukti. So, the very first thing that we have at our hand is to check that is this bhukti okay to give the childbirth? Now, if we study the significations of Rahu, Rahu, is linked to 2 and 5 as sublord and as subsublord, but it has no PS. Rahu is linked to 2 and 5 without a PS, so thereby we have to focus on the star lord because Rahu is going to give the results of its star lord, and the star lord is Sun. If you look at Sun, Sun is neither in 2, Sun is neither in 5, Sun is neither in 11. On the contrary, Sun is present in first, Sun is present in 8th, and Sun is present in 12th. It means the possibility of childbirth in the bhukti of Rahu is not possible at all. It cannot happen because Rahu has to give the results of Sun, and Sun is in 1, 8, and 12. Thereby, it is not possible. So then we proceed on to the next bhukti, and the
No,
next
sir,
bhukti. Hanji,
Kapilji,
Hanji,
Rahu represent Mercury also.
Hanji.
Rahu represent Mercury also. The along with the sun, Mercury also is there now.
Ha,
And
absolutely
Mercury,
right.
yes,
See, what we are doing is we are talking about the bhukti only, no? You
yes,
are
sir,
right, there is nothing wrong with it. Rahu by itself will not give the result because it is placed in the star of sun. Okay,
yes, sir,
right. Now, if you look at Mercury, Mercury in this chart that is present in second, 2 and 11. Mercury is there in uh, Mercury. It
six,
is not.
nine, six, seven,
Mercury is
eight.
not present in 2. Mercury is not present in 5, and Mercury is present only in 11. Okay,
Yes, sir,
Mercury is present only in 11. Now, if I take Mercury here, even then it will not help. Okay,
yes,
If I substitute Rahu with Mercury, then Mercury is in Moon star, Venus sub, and Jupiter sub sub. So Moon is 2 and 5. Venus is again giving me 5 and 11, and Jupiter is 2. So that way it appears to be okay if I take Mercury over here, right? Now
yes,
the question is that in spite of Mercury giving this, why I am not taking this into consideration? What is the logic behind it?
yes,
Okay, so the simple reason for this is that to this particular lady, the date that was given by the doctor, which I did not mention in the chart, which I did not mention uh, in the data that has been posted, the date that was given by the doctor was 20th of September 2004. Okay, see if you look here, the childbirth delivery date, the date which was given by doctor for the delivery of the child after the completion of the full period of pregnancy, that was 20th September 2004, right?
yes, sir,
Now since it was 20th September 2004, so I cannot select Rahu as the bhukti. Otherwise, Rahu in the form of Mercury, that is okay.
okay, sir, right,
It should have given the childbirth,
right, right.
right?
Okay, sir, right,
So, so then the next bhukti that we have with us is Jupiter. It means the childbirth has to be from 2004 to 2006. Okay, so I have already declared the date that we have to focus upon 20th of September 2004. And if we focus on 20th September 2004, the Dasha period lords, they are Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. Now here, the prime focus. Now in such cases, when somebody is putting up a question that when will the childbirth happen, and such is the date given by the doctor, and the child has not born till that date, so by what day the child will be born? Because people are very anxious, then in such cases, we don't have to bother about dasha, we don't have to bother about bhukti, we don't have to bother about antra. Our main focus has to be on sukshma and prana. These are two particular dasha period lords on which we have to focus our attention. One is Sukshma and the other one is Prana. If you look at Mercury Sukshma, it will run up to 10-10-2004. The date by doctor is 20th September 2004. So childbirth cannot be delayed by 1 month. It is not possible. That means the Mercury Sukshma is okay. And if you look at the significations of Mercury, then Mercury, itself, Mercury is second. Mercury is in 11th sub-sublord. Mercury is in the star of Moon, and Moon is second sublord and fifth sublord. Then it is in the sub of Venus. Venus is fifth sign lord and 11th sublord. And then it is in the sub of Jupiter, which is second sub-sublord, right? Second
Yes.
sub-sublord.
Yes,
So
sir.
accordingly, the Sukshma of Mercury is okay to give the childbirth. And if you remember, we have already discussed number of times, that Sukshma Lord should preferably be a planet that is either 2 and 5 co-ruler simultaneously, or 2 5 11 co-ruler simultaneously, or it is a co-ruler of the second house. And then if it is not a co-ruler of the second house, it has to be a co-ruler of the fifth house. So in this case, Mercury satisfies the condition, and it appears to be okay that Mercury can be a probable Sukshma Lord. Now the next question is about fixing of the Prana Lord. How to fix the Prana Lord? To fix the Prana Lord, what we need to do, because Mercury Sukshma will be from 19/9/2004 to 10/10/2004, and Mercury in Mercury Prana will be up till 22/9/2004. Now I cannot select Mercury as the Prana Lord because a planet is repeated only. See, if you look at the Key to Learn book at page number 191, if I am not wrong, you find that it is very clearly given that any planet can be repeated again subsequently only if it signifies of its own all the cusp. All the cusp means all the significator cusp. Like it has to be a co-ruler of the main primary house, that is 5, along with both the supporting houses 2 and 11. And Mercury, if you look, Mercury is not satisfying this condition. Mercury is simply 11th sub-sublord, and through its star lord it is in 2 and 5. So it is not satisfying the condition because Mercury of its own should have been linked to 2, 5, and 11, or 2 and 5. So it is not fulfilling the condition. Thereby, Mercury cannot be accepted as the prana lord. Okay. Now, if Mercury cannot be accepted as the prana lord, then it means that the childbirth cannot happen before 22nd of September 2004, 21 hours and 5 minutes 2 seconds. Okay. Is it okay, please?
Sir, instead of the prana lord is not selected for the Mercury, how do you select the Sukshma lord as a Mercury?
सूक्ष्मा लॉर्ड तो मुझे सिलेक्ट करना ही नहीं पड़ा ना.
How?
See, doctor has given the date of 29/2004 for delivery. Okay. Now, if there can be a delay of delivery, at the most it can be by 7 days. Beyond 7 days, medically, you cannot continue for 15 days or 20 days or 1 month. What will happen? बॉडी के अंदर पॉइजनिंग हो जाएगा. See, do you get this point? Medically, when a child is to born, a particular date is given. This is the tentative date when the pregnancy will terminate. Now, if suppose the pregnancy is not terminating by that date, then at the most the doctors can delay the terminacy for normal delivery by 5 to 7 days. They cannot move beyond 7 days, because if they go beyond 7 days, then what will happen, that the child within the body is likely to get poisoned. It will not be possible to survive. It becomes very difficult. So medical sciences, as per medical sciences, the maximum number of days that can be maximum 7, maybe sometimes it's 8 days are taken, not beyond that. In any case, you cannot delay the termination of pregnancy by say at your own will by 10 days or by 20 days. It will normal delivery will happen and we'll have to wait till the normal delivery happens. No, then it is not possible. They would immediately go for the cesarean and would do the operation. And nowadays, if the date is 20th, there are only few people who wait for it. If it has not happened till 21st, they would say that please do the cesarean and take the child out. Right?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Any questions, please?
In this Mercury, house is 9, sir. The Mercury house is 9. 9 to 5 is 5. And 7 also is there. The 5 to
Hmm.
7 is 2.
Hmm.
Is it suitable for the
Why not?
child?
What is wrong? See,
Then
the only two houses they are not good. One is
uh,
fourth and the other is 12th. If 4 and 12 are repeated simultaneously at the sub level, at the sub level, at the sub level. See, if you have 4, 8, and 12, if you have 4, 8, and 12, it means termination of pregnancy. If you have 4 and 12, it means delay in pregnancy. You get this point or not?
yes, sir.
See, look here. Negation means what? Negations, so we have to see in what terms. Now, in this case, the lady has already conceived, 9 months have already passed. The date given by the doctor is 20th September 2004. The childbirth has not happened by that time. And this lady approached the astrologer and asked that is it possible that on what particular date my child is likely to born? Right? So here is it okay up to this point?
Yes, sir.
देखो कोई डाउट है तो पूछो आप प्लीज आस्क मी क्वेश्चन इफ यू हैव डाउट negation means what यहाँ पर अब in this case in the present case since the date has already passed negation would mean termination of pregnancy nothing else हम यही तो चाहते हैं that is all what we want that maximum number of negative houses when they operate termination of pregnancy will take place suppose 4 8 and 12 they operate. See, there are two different things. One is if somebody comes to you, some lady comes to you, she is not pregnant and she is putting up a question that when I am likely to have the child, then in that case, what you need to do is negation becomes very important because the negation at different levels would mean that there is delay in the pregnancy. The child will not be born by this year, maybe next year, maybe 1 year later. So, in that case, the appearance of negative houses would mean delay in pregnancy, delay in childbirth. But here in this case, there is delay in the delivery of child. So, thereby, here If negations are there, they are going to help in termination of pregnancy. जितनी negations जिस date से whatever date comes first where the negations are more, termination of pregnancy will take place. For example, if a lady is putting up a question that when I am going to conceive and going to have a child, then the appearance of 4, 8, and 12 at sub and sub level would mean that the lady will not conceive. Now take the second case. The lady has conceived and she is going to deliver a child, and now when we are analyzing this chart, then the appearance of 4, 8, and 12 means termination of pregnancy. कि जो प्रेगनेंसी हुई है उसकी टर्मिनेशन हो जाएगी एंड द चाइल्ड विल बी बोर्न. See, there is a difference in the two things. You get this point or not?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Mercury here, is a significator for childbirth, but it has appeared as a default. Why default? Because doctor has already given this date 20th of September 2004. The date is known to us. This is the completion of full 270 days, and still the child has not born. So that is why we cannot change the Sukshma whether it is strongly favorable or it is not strongly favorable. Is it clear? Why did I say that? Because Mercury Sukshma will be from 19/9/2004 to 10/10/2004, which means 11 and 10, 21 days. Up, see, the delivery of child cannot be delayed by more than 7 days. So here 21 days. That is why we can't help it. We have to keep Mercury as the Sukshma. Okay.
Right, sir.
Now the next point is we have to look at the prana, that which can be the suitable prana in this case. So Mercury as prana lord cannot be taken. Reason I have already given. I have already hinted at that you can look at the Key to Learn book, page 191, and you will find that it is very clearly given in bold letters that any planet is subsequently repeated only if it of its own signifies all the relative cusps, means the primary cusp as well as the supporting cusp. Sometimes both the supporting cusps are not there. Then the two major primary cusp here, they are one is 5 and the other one is 2. At least these two have to be there. Only then it can be a prana lord. Otherwise, it would never act as a prana lord. Is it right? Now, if you look at Mercury, Mercury is only 11 sub lord, neither 2 nor 5. So you cannot expect Mercury to be a prana lord. Okay?
Sir,
Ye- हाँ
sir,
जी.
sir, suppose Nantrala is a Mercury, suppose as an example,
हाँ.
and can we select Sukshmala as a Mercury, as you
If
told?
Antara Lord is Mercury, then Sukshma Lord Mercury will only be selected if it fulfills the condition I have stated. Unless and until the condition is fulfilled, it cannot be repeated.
That's just in this case, particular case, shall we
Hmm.
select the as a Antrala is a Mercury, and Sukshmala also is Mercury? Can we select?
No, no. If by default it appears, suppose Antara Lord is Mercury and Sukshma is also appearing to be Mercury at this particular date, we can't help it. It is by default. नहीं समझे बात?
Yes,
See, what you are saying is suppose that the Antara Lord is Mercury, okay?
yes, sir.
And Sukshma is also Mercury. Let us presume that on this particular date, 20th of September 2004, the Antara Lord was Mercury, the Sukshma Lord was Mercury, okay?
Yes, sir.
And Mercury is not satisfying the conditions which are required for the same planet to be repeated again. ऐसे होता नहीं है. It is not possible like that. Usually it does. Sometimes what happens now, maybe that Mercury is appearing in 2 and 5 simultaneously, thereby it can be selected as a Sukshma lord. Why is Sukshma Lord? Because it is appearing in the primary cusp 5 and it is appearing in the supporting cusp 2, which is the cusp for addition to family. Okay, so then it is okay. Nothing wrong with it. See, when you analyze a chart, it all depends upon what kind of chart we are going to analyze and what particular dates are we focusing upon. In this case, we cannot do anything. I've pointed it again and again that right up to Sukshma Lord, the date is 29 2004, which falls in Mercury Sukshma. Thereby, up to this date, we cannot do anything because from 20th 9 2004 to 10th 10 2004, the number of days they are 20 days. Childbirth cannot be delayed for 20 days. Thereby, we have to select Mercury as the Sukshma. Moreover, if you remember, Mercury Sukshma bana hai. Why? Why it is Sukshma? Because it is Sukshma by default. ये डेट ऑलरेडी डॉक्टर ने दे दी है. वी कांट हेल्प इट. अगर हमसे पूछा जाता ना, दिस इज समटाइम्स इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मेक द प्रेडिक्शंस, very difficult to make the predictions, and this
So
is also one of
that means
one,
it is conditionally selected.
yes, yes,
Okay.
it happens like that. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes.
right. So the Mercury Parana, now here we have to select, so we say Mercury Parana is not possible. Okay, if
Yes, sir.
Mercury Prana is not there, then the next Prana can be Ketu. But before we select the Prana Lord, we have to focus upon what? We have to focus upon the transit of Sun and the transit of Moon. The transit of Sun and transit of Moon. Now, if I focus on the transit of Sun, this is from 22 9 2004. 22 9 2004. Okay. Now, on 22nd 9 2004, Ketu Prana has started from 21 hours and let me say 6 minutes. Right? Now, here what we need to do is we need to see the transit of Sun and the transit of Moon. Transit of Sun and transit of Moon. Transit of Sun, is already fixed here because Sun will be transiting in Mercury sign and Sun star, which is okay. Sun will be transiting here in Mercury sign, that is okay. Mercury is Sukshma Lord, so Mercury as sign Lord is okay.
Okay, sir. Right.
Okay, and
Hmm.
then Sun as star Lord is okay. Why okay? Because Sun is a strong significator. Strong significator of what? 2, 5, and 11. If you look at the significations of Sun, Sun is present in the star of Moon, which is 2 and 5, second sublord, fifth sublord. It is present in sub of Mercury, which is 11a. So the promises of 2, 5, and 11. Second sublord, 5 sublord and 11th sub-sublord. So is a very strong, is giving a very strong promise for the childbirth. And then finally it is present in the sub-sub of Venus. And Venus is giving us 5 and 11. 5 and 11. So it satisfies all the conditions. And hence the transit of sun in Mercury sign is absolutely right. And in sun star is also okay. Okay. Now, since it's a matter of 2 days, 22 to 24 or 22 to 10/10/2004, it may be how many days? 8 and 10, 18 days. So we have to check that. What does the moon transit tells us? Now, moon, the question is that which particular sign should the transit of moon be okay? And how do we see that? So look here, moon, whenever we have to check the transit like that, the first point of focus, you must always do it. You look at the second house, the fifth house, and the 11th house. Fifth house and 11th house are empty. There is no planet present in the fifth house and the 11th house. Okay? But the second house has got Ketu posited in it. And Ketu has got PS also posited in the second house. Now, what does it mean? Ketu appears in three signs. It is in Aries signs, it is in Leo sign, and it is in Sagittarius sign. हाँ जी क्लियर है ये बात? Is it clear?
The Ketu represent Jupiter and Ketu
No, no,
represent.
no, 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 no. Don't mix that
Ah,
it represents planet. No, no, no. I am talking of transit.
acha,
I
acha.
am not talking about significations.
Right, right.
I repeat again. See here we have to select the prana lord. The transit of sun is fixed. It is transiting in Mercury sign, which is okay, strong significator, and in Sun star, it is okay, strong significator. Okay, so then,
Sun, sir, देखिए sir, sun source of the planet of the sun,
hmm,
the 8 and 12 also is there.
तो टर्मिनेशन हो गया ना प्रेगनेंसी का.
अच्छा अच्छा.
प्रेगनेंसी तो टर्मिनेट कर रहे हैं हम, चाइल्ड बर्थ तो तभी होगा ना.
हाँ yes sir, okay sir, right.
मैं I pointed this earlier also,
Okay.
right? So
Right sir.
that here, so here we have now to focus upon the transit of moon.
Yes.
Transit of moon from 22/9/2004 to 10/10/2004. Okay, so it will be from 18 days. And in 18 days, moon will transit in as many as 8 signs. Okay,
Hmm.
right. Now, the shortcut to know that which sign is the best one for the transit of moon. For that purpose, I was telling that we always focus upon the planets which are posited in the second house, fifth house, and 11th house, right? And
Yes sir.
if there are planets posited in second house, second bhava, fifth bhava, and 11th bhava, then the signs of those planets. Suppose here Jupiter is there. Jupiter is the lord of two signs. One is 9 Sagittarius and the other one is 12 Pisces. It means whenever the transit of moon will take place in the Sagittarius sign or the Pisces sign, the event is likely to fructify. Okay. Now here, in this case, there is only one planet, that is Ketu. Ketu doesn't have any sign. Okay. Ketu simply appears as star lord. Am I right?
Ketu.
केतु का साइन नहीं होता ना कोई भी. इट डजंट हैव एनी साइन.
Yes sir. Ketu.
केतु का कोई साइन लॉर्ड, केतु किसी का साइन लॉर्ड है?
No, yes sir.
किसी साइन का लॉर्ड है केतु?
I, in transit. What you are asking?
No. My question is Ketu a lord of any sign?
No, sir.
No,
That's
sir, no.
simple answer. Simple.
Okay.
It is not. Okay. And if it is not, but Ketu as a star, Ketu star lord तो है ना. Ketu is not the lord of any sign, but Ketu can act as a star lord for three signs. One is Aries, second is Leo, and the third one is Sagittarius. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
नहीं समझे बात ही.
Yes, sir. Ashwini Makha Mula.
हाँ, सिंपल है.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Should I proceed further then?
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So Ketu, what I was pointing out was that Ketu is present, is positive in second cusp, and Ketu appears as a star lord for Aries, number one, star lord for Leo, number two, and star lord for Sagittarius, that is number three. Okay. Now let us check. Here moon is transiting in which sign?
This one, Sagittarius, sir. Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
केतु अपीयर होता है एज स्टार लॉर्ड इन Sagittarius. हाँ, 159
Yes, sir.
159 में तीन स्टार होते हैं. केतु
Yes, sir.
होता है, वीनस होता है और सन होता है. ओके.
Hmm. Okay, sir. Right.
It means
Ketu
transit
Venus
of
Sun.
moon in Sagittarius sign is okay. In Jupiter sign, in Jupiter whose lord is Jupiter, this is okay. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay हो गया ये.
Okay, okay.
Right. Now the next question is to fix the star lord. To fix the star lord of moon.
Hmm.
Only we can come over to this point. To fix the star lord of moon. Now the fifth sub lord is Rahu.
Hmm. Yes,
Right.
sir. Ah.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Rahu is Mars is in the star of Rahu. So Mars can be the star lord.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mars can be the star lord. And then Rahu is appearing, Ketu is appearing in the sub of Rahu. So Ketu can be the star lord, moon star lord. One is Mars, other is Ketu, and the third possible star lord can be Sun because Rahu is in the star of Sun. So I have three planets with me, which can be the star lords. One is Mars, other is Sun, and the third one is Ketu. So Mars, Sun, and Ketu, these can be three planets which can act as the star lord. Man, I just want to take a glass of water. I'll be back in a minute. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So I can have three stars. Moon can have three star lords. Any one of these. So Venus is not possibly the correct star lord that I can fix for moon because Rahu, which is fifth sub lord, Mars is present in the star of Rahu. It can be taken. Ketu is present in the sub of Rahu. It can be taken. And then Rahu itself is in the star of Sun. It can be taken. The Venus appears nowhere. It means now I have to change the star lord of moon. The transit of moon in Jupiter sign is okay, but the transit of moon in Venus star is not okay. So what I do is I'll have to change the star lord for this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sun we can fix.
sun I will fix. No, that is the time period. So on 23rd of September 2004 at 9 hours 48 minutes, the transit of sun and moon is okay, right?
Okay, sir.
Any doubt? Now, if the transit of sun and moon is okay, the transit of Jupiter, you see here, it is also in Mercury and sun, this is okay, right? It means the prana lord that I can have for the event that will be Ketu. Am I right? Huh? And we can also justify it because Ketu, if you look at the significations of Ketu, Ketu itself is second sub-lord. It is virtual sub-lord of second
Yes,
cusp.
sir.
It is in Jupiter star, Rahu sub and Moon sub. So Jupiter is again second sub-lord. Rahu is 2, 5, and 11. Moon is 2 and 5. So Ketu is a suitable significator to give the event of childbirth.
Two is repeatedly came.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the question is this time appropriate when the childbirth is likely to happen? 9 hours 48 minutes. I would say no. Why? Because we have to also focus upon what? The ascendant co-rulers.
Mm.
The ascendant co-rulers, we have to fix the ascendant co-rulers. Now to fix the ascendant co-rulers, what is important? That the ascendant co-rulers have to be fixed from moon RPs, number one. And
Yes.
secondly, it has to be fixed from the co-rulers of the fifth cusp. Now, the
Mm.
co-ruler of the fifth cusp, they are Venus, Moon, and Rahu. Okay?
Mm.
Co-rulers
Yes.
of the fifth cusp are
Yes.
Venus, Moon, and Rahu.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Mm.
Three co-rulers,
Mm.
and the moon RPs, they are Saturn, Jupiter, and Saturn. Saturn Dasha, Jupiter Bhukti, and Saturn Antra.
Yeah. इसमें
See, whatever date appears for the Dasha, Bhukti, and Antra that appear for the birth of child, they are Saturn, Jupiter, and Saturn. So moon RPs are Saturn, Jupiter, and Saturn, and fifth co-rulers are Venus, Moon, and Rahu. Venus, Moon, and Rahu. Okay. So from among these planets, we shall be having the ascendant co-rulers. Right?
RP series.
Is this point clear or not? This is very important.
Sir, RP Moon series you are taken as a DBASP, taken from DBASP.
Yes. वही
Why?
लोगे ना.
हाँ सर.
Childbirth, during the birth of child, what will be the moon RPs? Moon RPs would be the Dasha, Bhukti, Antara, Sukshma, and Prana.
अच्छा अच्छा.
Simple. So Dasha, Bhukti, Antara we select because here we need to fix what? Rashi Lord will be fixed automatically. We need to fix the Star Lord, Sub Lord, and Sub Sub Lord.
अच्छा. You cannot take from the planetary position of the natal chart.
No.
Mhm.
Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Right? Now, if so, we have got Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn, three co-rulers, and we have Venus, Moon, and Rahu. Now Jupiter is already there as a star lord,
Hmm.
so this is okay, right?
Right, sir.
Jupiter is already there, so this is okay,
Okay, okay, okay.
right? So the next question is fixing of sublord and sub-sublord. Fixing of sublord and sub-sublord.
So, Sublord is Saturn is there now, sir.
Saturn is there as
Okay.
sub-sublord. Sub-sublord.
Hmm. Sub-sublord Mars, Mars to be.
No, the sub-sublord to be fixed is that it should be linked to the moon star lord.
Hmm.
So Mars, I don't think so. It is linked to, yeah, it is linked to moon
Sun.
star lord. It is linked to moon star lord.
Yes, yes. That also okay.
Okay,
Ah.
that also appears to be okay. Now the question is here about what? The question is here about the sign lord.
Hmm. Can't
The
believe.
question is about the sign lord, right? So it means that instead of Venus, let us see the next sign that we are going to have is Scorpio. See in Libra sign you have three stars, and the three stars in the Libra signs they are Mars, Rahu, and Jupiter. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, na.
Hmm. Yes,
So
sir.
it is Mars, Rahu, and Jupiter. Fine. And
Yes.
then in the next sign,
Hmm.
that is Scorpio, you have Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury. So
Jupiter.
Jupiter will appear there also.
Hmm.
Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
here we need to decide between two signs. One is Venus and the other one is Scorpio.
Yes, yes.
Because Jupiter as star lord is okay, nothing wrong with it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Jupiter as star lord will appear in sign number 7
That is
also. It will appear in
okay.
sign number 8 also.
Okay. That sublord also is okay.
Okay, so then we have to decide that should we have keep here the Libra sign Lord, that is seventh sign and its Lord, or should we focus upon the Scorpio sign? Now, if you compare the two planets, the Lord of Libra is Venus and the Lord of Scorpio is Mars. Mars has PS, it is in 2 and 11.
Wait,
It
wait,
is
wait.
in Rahu star, which is 2 and 5. In Venus sub, which is 5 and 11. In
Acha.
Saturn sub, that is 2 and 11.
Okay.
Okay? And look at Venus. Venus is in Jupiter star 2. Venus has no PS.
Yes, yes.
Venus has no PS.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Venus is in Jupiter star 2. Only second cusp. In
Hmm.
Ketu sub, only second cusp. In Jupiter sub, only second cusp. Now, which sign should I keep here? Should I keep Venus over here, or should I change on to the Scorpio sign?
Scorpio is suitable.
Scorpio is suitable. So what we need to do is we need to change it to the next sign, that is Scorpio. Now, do you get it? How to change it? How to find out that which sign is suitable and which is not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if I do it, let me change it by 10 minutes. Yeah, it has 10 minutes. Is it okay?
Sir, you need not stop. Enclave real time is there. How do you stop, sir? The forward and backward, Bhutan
Which
go
one?
forward. This when you say adjust in the transit advance by forward
Huh?
and backward is there, no, sir?
So you have to click once.
Yes.
That's all.
The click once, then the goes on changing. Then how do you stop?
No, 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 it won't keep on changing. If you click it, say if I click it once,
Acha, acha,
it
acha.
will only change one time.
Acha, acha. Okay,
If
sir.
I continuously keep on doing forward, 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 forward for 10 times, it will change 10 times.
Acha, acha. Okay, okay,
Okay.
sir. Right, right, right.
Now, this is the time when the ascendant rises in the sign of Scorpio, whose lord is Mars, which is a strong significator of the childbirth, is in the star of Jupiter, that is okay. Sub of moon is not okay. Again, I have to change it. If I change it to Rahu, okay, now it change it to Rahu. And the sub that I need to have over here with me is that from because Sun is related to Rahu ke baad, after Rahu we get Jupiter.
Hmm.
Jupiter, after Jupiter we have got Jupiter
Uh,
cannot be repeated again. We
Saturn.
have got Saturn.
Saturn.
Okay. Saturn is nowhere related to Sun.
Next. Mercury.
Then we have Mercury.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And is Mercury related to Sun? Mercury is related to Sun. Okay. So then what we do is we further change the sub-sublord from Rahu to Mercury. Yeah. That is what we do. So now you know we have fixed the ascendant co-rulers Mars, Jupiter, Rahu, Mercury. Okay. Mercury is related to Sun because Sun is present in the sub of Mercury. Okay, it is related to Mercury. So now it is fixed, though the exact time for the birth of this child is 10 hours 31 minutes. Now your questions please. हाँ जी क्लियर है ये बात? Is it clear please?
Sorry, the RP Moon series always taking by the DBSP
What?
at any case.
What?